A special message from our friend Sean Lee at the Dallas Cowboys.
Shout out to Alexxman Deportes. Thanks for all the support. Go Cowboys.
Watch the rally. The reigning, defending, undisputed. The gun show, baby.
Put it away, bro. We don't have the police coming in.
Right. Shout out to Jaden Smith, Watchman. Yeah. Live from Bedford, Texas, USA. Welcome to Alexxman Deportes, episode 1.
What's up, everybody?
There you go.
Joel Ali.
You got the Jace man right here.
Hey man, Alexxman Deportes coming soon. The AO show. Can you hit AO real quick, man?
Ayo!
And then what coming up soon? What?
The Jace show.
Jace Man show as well.
That's
all
right,
on Alexxman
Jace Man.
Deportes. Also check out the Boo and Window show for the morning scramble coming soon as well. Alexxman Deportes episode 1. Welcome, Maiden Voyage. Also going to be Maiden Voyage on the Anchor app as well. And let's get started, guys. And today we're going to speak about what's going on today. The yee. Like George told me one time, he asked me what that meant. And why I asked him what that meant, because he came up with it. And he said, man, nobody knows what it means. It just sounds provocative. It gets the people going, basically. Then Ali said, you know what, man, if we were on the wild, that would be our mating call. And I said, you know what, you're right, Ali.
Whoa.
Right? Hey, man, Alexxman Deportes, born around 2012, 2013. But it's going to go live here going forward. Again, Joel Ali and the Jace man. We don't break the news, we break down the news. And the NBA playoffs, George, get us started on the NBA playoffs, man.
Definitely got a Jace moment today with the Cavs win. As you can see, I got the right hat on right here. Cavs 2016
the Pacers
going
perfect
again
opportunity.
2018.
Going live on the Anchor app, ladies and gentlemen. Alexxman Deportes, episode 1. So Cavs beat the Pacers. So now they go on to play the Raptors. Is that correct?
Go on to play the Raptors. That is
You know,
right.
I think a big deal was made about, going to a 7-game series for LeBron for the first time ever in the first round. But I mean, the Pacers are good. I think they blew a perfect opportunity. But you always felt that LeBron had it in him to basically close it off when he wanted to.
I think it gets easier for him too.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, Toronto can never keep up.
Oh
with
yeah,
LeBron.
Toronto has that basically when the lights get bright, the two stars kind of go behind the curtain.
That's right.
That's DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. I stopped believing in the Raptors last year. Well, mostly in DeMar DeRozan last year, because after he lost to LeBron James, his comments after the game was, if we would have had LeBron James, we would have won too. And I immediately thought, man, dude better take all those Kobe Bryant shoes he be playing. He ain't no Kobe, man. Ain't nobody gonna think like that. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
right. That's
Ric
right.
Flair said that. Woo!
Yep.
So you got the Cavs being the Raptors. And I agree with you, George.
Yep, they got easy. That's an easy win. I actually got the Sixers going up against the Celtics. I'm gonna take the Sixers over it.
You and me both, man.
That's right.
I'm surprised George taking the Sixers, man. I'm a big Ben Simmons fan, dude. Joel.
Another J session. Cavs beat Sixers in the conference finals. James goes to Philly.
Heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Broken down.
Hey man,
The move happened summer 2018.
This is the last year that I think LeBron will have the chance to beat the Sixers. I think next year, if he gets by him this year, I don't think he'll be able to get by him going forward, man.
I told y'all a week ago, this is definitely the way to do it. You knock them out, you join them, you take them to the championship.
Yeah, you get all the credit, right?
Legitimately your legacy.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not quite sure, but would he be the first person to do it in 3 different cities?
I think so.
I can't think of nobody else.
I can't think of nobody off the top of my head. I think so.
Because
we all know he took his talents to South Beach.
That's right.
Then he went back home, and to go back home and win it for him, I think that dissolved any ill will they had towards him. And at this point in time, if he leaves, to me, it ain't a big deal.
It put the pressure on Dan Gilbert to get him the help he needed.
Yeah.
He got Kyrie. He gave him what they needed.
Do you think
they brought Kyrie?
Do you think that he got the help he needed with these young guys coming?
Well,
in?
not now, but I'm talking about to get the championship.
Yeah.
He put the pressure on him to bring in somebody so he can carry that city to the championship, and he did that.
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier. James, he does it
2018.
alone. Yes, he does it with help, but he keeps that fire going.
Just read earlier, this is the only series where he's actually taken the team to the next round with nobody else on the team scoring more than 20 points in any of the games.
I believe it, man. But it matters a question, man. Repeatedly, they had to win with him scoring 35, 40 plus. I see that being a problem with the Sixers. Sixers who are tough defensively. They're long. You got a rim protector in Embiid,
But
who's
it's
not scared of nobody, including LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, LeBron is as big and bad as he is. You think he'll consistently be able to go to the hole against the Sixers?
LeBron is a Jace athlete, hands down. So let me tell you about James though. Not only does he get the 20, 30, 35 points, he contributes to about 80% of the points with all the assists that he dishes. So when the team is hot, he dishes them out. He don't need all the points, but he contributes to all the points.
Hey man, Jason been on board with LeBron since the beginning, man.
That's right.
He got more hats than they ever made.
All right, man. So let's shift gears to the other games going on in the Eastern Conference. Now you got the Celtics knocked off the Bucks. Not a big believer in the Bucks, never was. I'm not a big Gaines fan.
Very
I think he's
disappointed.
overrated. I think he's like, he was one or two power dunks per game, and everybody goes crazy about him, his length and all that. But it's not a big. I think he's like another DeMar DeRozan. When the lights get bright,
He needs a new nickname. He needs to go from the Greek the freak to the weak geek. Heard it here first.
Hey, yo. Boom. I like that. You know, and if you ask me, to me the Bucks were supposed to be deep, man.
That's right.
They got a lot of talent.
They got
man.
a lot. They went and got Malcolm Brogdon. They got
And
Chris Middleton.
I think they underused Brockton this series. Middleton's probably the best scorer.
Yep.
And I guess Parker was still hurt because I mean coming off the bench I expected a little more from him, more from him. And then Thon Maker.
He's not developing to be who he was made out to be, man. It's a waste of some size there too.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. So now they go on to play
Philadelphia.
No, Philly's playing the
No, that's it.
No, Philly's playing the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Philly.
Yeah, that's my fault. Yeah.
So I got Philly in that one. I think that's going to be an easy one. I'll take Philly in 6.
And Boston, man, they're young and nice, man.
Yeah.
You know,
that Terry Rozier kid, he showed up.
Yeah, he did, man. He really did. You know, unfortunately, they'll be the bridesmaid in this series. You know what I'm saying? They'll have to go home at midnight. You know, they had a Cinderella season so far without Kyrie, but I expect big things from them going forward. I think they'll be consistent. I imagine a scenario where they'll be able to, because I've always heard rumors about Anthony Davis being taken away from the Pelicans to the Celtics.
Not gonna happen.
But I think they have enough young talent to perhaps make that happen or wait it out.
But I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think AD is going to make the mistake of believing this year with the Pelicans that they can continue to do this, and I think it's a one and done type of thing. I'm not a big believer in Rondo, and DeMarcus Cousins is a free agent as well too. But I think he's going to make the mistake that a lot of stars make to like sign another contract with the same team and then regret it a year or two later.
Westbrook's going to regret his decision.
Yeah.
Because Paul George is gone, and Carmelo Anthony's going to be gone after this year.
What do you think about playoff P, man? Yeah. George was a big playoff P believer back when he was with the Pacers. They had the teams to go against LeBron, man, but they dropped the ball, man.
I think they went for too many stars and just you can't go for all stars. You got to have role players. That's the biggest thing with now.
That's what we are to Joel Ali. You know what I'm saying? Role players. You know what I'm saying? Joel Ali's a star, man. So we have our picks is going to be the Sixers against. We're going to take Sixers over the Celtics, right?
That's right. Sixers over the Celtics.
I say Sixers.
And we're saying LeBron's going to be the Raptors.
Easy in 5.
I think so too, man. Easy, right?
In 5.
Yeah. Easy.
Western.
Let's go Western, right?
We just saw game 1 last night.
P. He's sitting home watching just like us. Yeah. Maybe now that he has time, maybe he can come on the show.
Do you think he had the season that he was supposed to have though? Paul George?
Man, he didn't, man.
Just the whole season was just.
It was off, man. Yeah, I think they really miss Andre Robinson. I think he's a role player, but I think you needed him in that lineup.
You need his defense.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what weakens up when you have Paul George and Russell Westbrook and Carmelo. The only defense you have right now was Steven Adams in the paint.
Yeah, and
Steven
Adams had an off year to me, if you ask me, man. Yeah. He kind of he was developing really nicely. All of a sudden, he just, I guess, plateaued a bit. Yeah. But they'll have time to think about it over the summer, man. But I imagine in the near future, 30 for 30, ESPN was talking to Antoine at work. We can envision where that happens, where there's a story about what could have happened with the Thunder, man. You had James Harden. You had Kevin Durant,
Serge Ibaka,
Westbrook, Jeff Green. Dude, all young guys, man. They went to the championship. They lost against George's boy LeBron. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they should have given him one more year. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they broke up too soon. Yeah. Just like back in what was it 2010 with the Mavericks.
Yeah.
With
I still to this day don't forgive Mark Cuban for that, man.
No,
we could have potentially repeated.
But you cannot. But see, as a GM,
now we're paying for that, man.
But as a GM, I cannot blame the Thunder for getting rid of James Harden when they did.
Why though?
Because you weren't gonna afford the salary. Then you're gonna let him walk with nothing.
They chose between Ibaka and Harden, and Ibaka's now he went to Orlando. Now he's with the Raptors. But they chose between him and Ibaka.
But on the team that they had the scoring that they needed.
Yeah. But with a little bit more time,
can you have
a little bit more time? You don't think that?
As Will Chamberlain, you can't have too much scoring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For the price, you can't.
And I ain't talking about him scoring points on the paint. Hey man, but breaking up too soon. It happened to the Beatles. It happened to Ali's favorite boy band, NSYNC. It happened to Backstreet Boys. But I tell you what, it's not going to happen to Alexxman Deportes. It's not going to happen to the J Show. It's not going to happen to the AO Show. We together for I'm a big wrestling fan. As the NWA used to say, for life.
Well,
right.
All right, man. So back to that, people actually in the playoffs.
Golden State,
and New Orleans. Last night, I knew that was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I think Golden State were just moving along through the motions. Unfortunately, had a couple injuries during the regular season, but I thought they were going to turn it up once the playoff comes. And I don't think the Pelicans going to give them a big of a battle, man.
I think the scoring is going to show up eventually for New Orleans, but I think it's going to be too late because by then I think Stephen Curry will be back, and then there'll be too much to handle.
Yeah.
But I think with the team that they have now, New Orleans would eventually turn it up, and they could compete with them.
At the most, I see 4-1.
At the most, yeah.
Yeah. So
once
now,
they get their scoring back.
And then today was Utah versus
Utah
Houston.
versus Houston.
Ali just looked at the score. What was it, my man?
It was 96-110.
And I think Utah will probably give them a better game going forward, man. But I can also see 4-1, 4-2 maybe.
I got Utah bouncing back. In 6.
I don't.
In 6.
I'm sticking with my Texas team. I'm going with the Rockets.
You got a young team.
Yeah, man.
They're being ran pretty much by a rookie with Devin Mitchell.
Hey, man, Rookie of the Year.
Donovan Mitchell.
The Spider or Ben Simmons? That's hard right there, man.
I take Donovan Mitchell.
Why?
See, so
tell the people, Jason.
now, of course, in the NBA they have rules where you're.
Is it only because of that rule? I know where you're going. I know where you're going with it.
Just because this is his first year playing, it does not change the fact that he came into the league last year.
Okay.
So you got a man, and plus you have an overall player.
Yeah.
I think Donovan Mitchell is more consistent, and he's legitimately carrying.
And you also got to take into account, and I'm a big Ben Simmons fan again, man. But you also take into account that Donovan Mitchell did this in the West, in the loaded West.
Very much more competitive.
That's something to take into account. But
plus, the Sixers have talent, man.
Yeah,
they have talent. They have talent outside of Ben Simmons.
Amen. But Mitchell done a hell of a job, man. If it ends here, man, hell of a season, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think he'll get more adapted to the second round and keep pushing.
Who was guarding Mitchell for the most part? I didn't watch the game.
I didn't catch bits and pieces of it.
Going forward, they'll watch live sports on Alexxman Deportes on the J Show, on the AO Show as well. So if you're out and about like Jace Man is all the time, you can watch on our channel as well. Coming soon.
That's right, coming soon.
Yeah, man. So but I'm with you, George. I can see 4-2, 4-1.
But I think Utah bounces back.
Yeah. So we're talking.
I'm a host with them.
We're talking Houston. We're talking my Warriors in the West, right?
Yeah, take the Jazz from me.
The Jazz beat Houston?
Yes, sir.
I can't get mad at that. I like the Spider.
I'm going Utah, Golden State.
I'm going for Houston.
Oh, you're a Texas boy, right? That's what you said.
Yeah. I'm going for Houston.
I'm a big Houston fan, though. Yeah. I wish LeBron would have went there a few years back.
They're saying that if he loses, he might go there.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
And imagine that. That'll be a hell of a matchup.
I'll have to make a change. He
follows LeBron, man.
Follow LeBron.
After LeBron made the decision, George sent me a video of himself. He goes, man, I got to take my loyalty to South Beach, man.
Yep.
Hey, man.
I almost bought a plane ticket and met him there at the airport.
Boy's packing his bag.
So we have a scenario where my Warriors going to face against Ali's Rockets or George's Jazz, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so who do y'all have winning that scenario? I got the Warriors,
Of course.
Okay, good.
I think either or will go ahead and beat Golden State in the next round. I don't see Golden State making it to the championship this year.
Oh, so you're saying Golden State's going to lose?
Yes.
To one of the
they'll make it to the conference championship.
Maybe I'm going to spit my drink out.
They'll make it to the conference, but they will not make it to the championship.
So no cigar, basically.
No.
I can't see either team beating Golden State, man. They're just... You have arguably the best shooter that's ever graced a basketball
But it's coming back from an injury, so you got to look back. All the injuries that he's had.
A little rusty.
Look back. He's always rusty coming back.
Perhaps the second best shooter that we've ever seen in Klay Thompson.
I think he's the most consistent player on that team. That's why they don't need Stephen Curry. They don't need Stephen Curry.
I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know about all that.
Big words right there.
Hey, I said this before.
Say it again, ladies.
No other athlete can do what LeBron James does. Go to a team and win. Stephen Curry is not that needed anywhere. He's a great player, great scorer, but any team can do it just fine with that.
Let me see how much of a Steph Curry hater he is. Would you say he's the best shooter that you've ever seen so far?
Nah, I said I can't take the talent from him.
Okay,
He is,
all right.
he's
So
probably
one-
the best
you know,
shooter.
one
I've
card
seen.
even, you know what I'm saying?
I can't say that. He's the best shooter.
Hey man, I think there'll be too much for the Jazz if they play the Jazz. I like the Jazz though. Big Spider fan again. If they play Houston, we were just outside, and I was telling them, like, you know, I feel, you know, when Chris Paul appears on the State Farm commercials, he's Clip Paul. That's who he turns into when he faces Steph Curry. That's why he ran from the Clippers. It wasn't because he was tired of Doc Rivers. It was tired that he was losing with the same guys against the same guys in the Warriors. And then Harden will have to play defense against either Steph, Clay, or Durant. Pick your poison. You know what I'm saying?
You know how I look at Chris Paul. Though? I agree
Joe
with
Ali.
the times he's seen him before.
2018.
That he is like a Cliff Paul.
Yeah.
But he reminds me of a gang member. He's with a gang now. He feels more confident. You know how people get confident. You see him in the club with their gang. He's like more confident. So I see Chris Paul being more confident this year. You know, like, okay, I can take him down now.
Okay.
You know, just have a little more confidence.
You know, man, and I'm all for self-confidence, man. Speaking of self-confidence, man, I can, I will, I must. Joe Ali showed it to me. You to watch it. Great motivation video. Hey, man, Chris Paul, if you're watching this, man, watch I Can, I Will, I Must. Man, hype you up a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Give him the extra boost he needs.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So we got George said Utah going to the finals.
Yes, sir.
And Ali said Houston going to the finals.
I say Houston. Yeah.
And we're split between the Cavs and the Philly on the East, right?
Yeah.
I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland.
Of course.
All the way.
I got Philly, baby. You know, I think it's last year. Like I think I was saying earlier, last year that LeBron can actually beat the Sixers. But sometime every now and then comes a young team that just takes what the older team has, and I think that they can do that this year.
I'm telling you, man. I think just for the story, and I just think for the storyline, man.
You know,
for him to beat him,
you know, man.
be like, you know what?
I'm not a big LeBron
Jordan.
fan.
Yes.
I'm not a big LeBron fan, but I respect what he's done. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to see that for him, man.
Yeah. That would be great. I mean, you just think about that. Next year, 2019, you see him again in the championship in a new uniform.
I mean, that'd be nice, man. That'd be.
And they can definitely afford him.
You know,
even
man,
if they rent him out for 1 year.
I try to use the word as minimal as possible, just like I do Super Stories. I think a lot of people grant that too often. But if LeBron goes to the Sixers and go to the championship and win it, that'd be epic, man.
Will he then be better than Michael Jordan to you?
I mean, I don't know about that, man, but that'd be a great conversation. You know what I'm saying?
As you know, for me,
I think
the Jace man.
You know, J-Lo, I think J-Lo said it best, I think. And I'm, you know, J-Lo was, you know, okay. But he said it best on the new morning show he has with Greeny and Michelle Beadle and Get Up. That's what I think. Get Up.
Yeah.
And he said perhaps when LeBron stops playing, that'll be a bigger conversation. Yeah, so you can't call him the GOAT while he's playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That made me think. I think he's right.
And that happened. That happened the same way with Kobe. Nobody. I mean, obviously everybody was talking about Kobe,
I think,
but Kobe got a lot more recognition whenever he retired.
That happens a lot, man.
But I think.
Hey, man, the Sandlot said it best, man. Heroes get remembered. Legends live forever. Oh, that's right.
Legends never die.
You're right
Legends
about that.
never die.
My man, at least minister my sentences over.
But Michael Jordan gets credit only for one reason and one reason only.
What's that?
Because he changed the game. He changed the way it was played.
Hey, man.
He did.
That's the only reason why they call him the
Pioneer.
Ain't that major though?
But so did LeBron. So did LeBron.
I think you saw.
He put his little spice to it. You know,
LeBron took it back to some old school street basketball.
Money for doing
exactly.
that. Hey, but you know, I think we saw LeBron. I think we saw LeBron's game beforehand though in Magic Johnson.
But he took it to a level up.
Okay.
Yeah,
but,
he took.
Hold on. So what's better, taking a level up or changing the game though? You know what I'm saying? Like for example,
he changed it in his own format.
If you go to McDonald's, you get a number one, you get a Big Mac, right? If you go to Jack in the Box, you get a number one, you get a Jumbo Jack. But if you go to Country Burger in Oak Cliff, Texas, and you get a manager special, that changes your life.
That's right. That's a change your life
Okay,
experience.
you can't argue with that.
You feel what I'm saying,
Can't
man?
argue with that.
Hey, on that note, man, let's move on to the NFL draft. Right?
Draft night.